You've referred to the fact that cutting legal aid is a false economy. One of the issues we've tended to find is that the Treasury likes to have hard figures on these things. Now, a lot of the situations that we describe in the legal aid world are absolutely obvious that you're saving significant amounts of money, but does the Commission have any views as to how we could actually put some hard costings on the degree to which additional costs will be caused here?
We used figures which...
we reference on page 60 this is Advice Bureau data. Yeah. Now they're probably in a better position than we are to we're not in a position to do the study of course, but to know how one could model it. It's very, normally what you do is try and isolate an area and trial it, but it seems a bit unfair, probably unworkable to have one area of the country where you remove access to legal aid for a service and compare it. That would be quite powerful, and one can sometimes do that in other areas of policy. But I think for organisations, I think that's the next step actually. I don't know if you're coming on to the next step. The next steps are to make sure that the key people read this. I think Willie Buck's going to say something about that. To get political buy-in for this, and there are various ways one can do that. But then also to address your point, to show hard evidence that because I don't think even the most critical, the most staunch critic of the government, and I'm probably it in some areas, would argue that they're doing this for the hell of it. Okay, it's clearly financially driven, and therefore this argument is going to be critical. The argument of false economy in dealing with this. So I think the next step is very much to try and demonstrate in the time left, in harder terms, that the fact that there won't be savings, and also I have to say, there's one point I did want to make. Given that there are proposed savings that have to be delivered by the Ministry of Justice to find other ways of doing it, and that's why I find it so depressing when Ken Clarke is unsupported when he's trying to do the right thing, even in his clumsy way, in terms of penal reform, which would not only improve the effectiveness, in my view, of our criminal justice system, but also save money. And I think, if I ever get to swap places and ask Willie a question, I'll ask whether a quid pro quo for wider political support, including from the Labour Party, for this would be for less use of prisoners. Because if we don't come up with alternatives, it's going to be extremely difficult to persuade the Treasury, no matter how much you persuade anyone else.